What's going on, guys? In this video, I've got two projects with a key metric that no one is talking about. Of course, naturally, in a bear market or a market that is struggling, it is towards the end of the year. So this is the best time to do research and understand what type of project you're buying, holding. And I want to talk about SEI and NEAR Protocol, two projects that have been developing in the background without too much noise. Now, price action comes secondary here. What we're probably looking at is if we're in a bear market and you're building towards the next bull market, you've got to do some research. And in my opinion, what these two projects are doing are excellent when it comes to doing market research. Now, the traditional way people see crypto is just purely looking at the price action. And while the price action is not great right now, SEI's daily active user market share has been going up exponentially. So at the moment, the daily active users on the SEI blockchain are 1 million. And you can see here, it's been on a steady rise, a massive decline here, drop off 1st of December, dropped to about half of what it is right now. And then right now it's coming back towards 1 million daily active user. That gives SEI a 5% in market share when it comes to the daily active users. And in terms of the growth here, you can actually see these metrics as the way, it came down and they shoot up. Now, of course, this is not the only metric, but to be at this particular market cap and just be at a mere fraction behind the likes of Aptos and Solana. Of course, Aptos is nearly doubled, but Solana is 2.5 million. And that tells me it is worth holding, buying, whatever you want to do, because ultimately, money will flow into these projects. Okay, so that is the first one I'm talking about. Now, SEI, in terms of, if you don't know, is a layer 1 blockchain with a 400 millisecond finality, institutional grade, RWA, and of course is the only one out of the big L1s that really hasn't had a decent run for multiple different reasons. Of course, it did pump initially with a TVL of just 12 million. SEI's current TVL is $200 million, which 87% of that is made up of stable coins. So stablecoin growth, at one point, it nearly went towards $1 billion, but right now it's got this 87 million TVL. Chain fees in the last 24 hours, forget it. There's no interest in crypto. Of course, app revenue as well is tiny. So you can't really, this used to be in the hundreds of thousands. Now it's $7,000. That tells you what's really going on. Now, in terms of the split here, DEX volume 24 million, and most of it are perps. In the last 24 hours, it only has a 14,000 inflows. So very, very 11 cents in terms of price. Market cap is coming towards a crazy 720 million. Of course, this should be over $1 billion, at least 1 billion in valuation fairly quickly. And in the long term, it should do multiple exits. But of course, everyone's looking at holding their breath, seeing what the market's going to do. If you want to see what I think the market's going to do, join our VIP group. And now we move to the second project. Now, this one, I'm a massive fan of NEAR Protocol from a trading sense. I trade NEAR Protocol because I know the chart very, very well. I don't hold NEAR Protocol on spot. Having said that, because it's been kind of suppressed for a very long time for various issues. One, staking issues, in which they've addressed through Rare Finance, a protocol built on NEAR Protocol. And on top of that, Zcash is built and integrated into NEAR Protocol. So what they've done in terms of their overall, they've got a massive event, first of all, coming up next year around February. So this could be a huge event. And of course, they've got a lot of people attending that. And that is about, 2 months away. So too soon to talk about it, but that's a catalyst that's coming up for NEAR Protocol. In terms of this year, they have shipped a ton, and a ton, what I mean, a ton of development. And they've been developing while most other projects have been obviously focusing on other things. Their finality, their TPS, the fact that they're now ready for DeFi, in terms of their overall tech stack, cross-chain execution, private AI. This has been a very good year for NEAR Protocol when it comes to building. NEAR Protocol's TVL is, surprise, surprise, it's actually smaller than that of SEI. So NEAR Protocol currently sits at 134 million in terms of TVL, but 121 million out of that, SEI's 87 million. This is all stable coins. Now you can see here, they do slightly better fee generation here. Their ad revenue is smaller than SEI. So overall, DEX volume is bigger because it is a bigger project. Currently, the magical thing here is that the market cap has shrank from nearly 7 billion to around 1.9 billion. Now, of course, there's a long way to go, seeing what price action is going to do. But if this continues to fall, I think it will be a generational entry for many people, because regardless of what you think, NEAR Protocols coming under $1 billion in valuation at the depths of the bear market will be absolutely insane. Now, let's look at NEAR's overall market share, which is whopping 14% when it comes to when it comes to daily active addresses. NEAR Protocol is above Solana when it comes to this metric here, and you will see, Solana, Aptos, and then look at this, NEAR Protocol. Now, what I've noticed is it's kind of plateaued, but it is, compared to the other chains, this 2.8 million daily active users is quite steady. So it's not a dramatic drop. Of course, there's a little bit of rise here, but at the peak, back in November or December 2024, this actually went up to 4.4 million daily active users. You can see here, it is a solid chart. And right now, behind only BNB and Tron, it is got, I mean, technically second tied to Tron, which is all stablecoin transactions, and the giant that is BNB. But to be above Solana tells me this is going to be pretty good time to watch NEAR Protocol, because this is a massive indication of what these daily active users are doing. So if you actually even look at the weekly active users, they are pulling in 15 million with a market share that is around 20% of the weekly daily active users in crypto. Keep this information in mind. I'm not telling you to choose one or the other. Do your research, do what you have to do to inform yourself. But when I look at what's going on overall in the market, you can see here, at the moment, stable coins are just rising slowly. And this metric is going to be very key for us if we're going to do anything this cycle. Because the more this rises, of course, you've got economical issues. You've got the big business cycle, unemployment here. That is actually not even that much. It hasn't even picked up at all, and it's falling, and it's going to continue to fall. And we've got other metrics that are, like I said, we talk about all the time when it comes to the economy. But what a brilliant time to sit back, relax, and actually build your strategy when it comes to your portfolio. These numbers that I'm showing you here mean something. And in terms of the overall projects built under NEAR Protocol, I mean, they are pretty small. Rare Finance, Metapool, Linear Protocol. They're all very tiny projects here that are built. Of course, Zcash has an integration to this and Solana. So it'll be interesting to see, but they have shipped very well. And I think next time the market takes off, both SEI and NEAR Protocol could have a decent, crazy run. In my opinion, when it comes to AI, I'm still, my number one bag long-term is the Bitcoin of AI in Bitensa Tau, which obviously suffered a little bit because of the halving sell the news event that just happened. But what I would say is NEAR is not going to be too far behind in terms of conviction if it starts to gain. In fact, if it drops a little bit more, it's gonna. I will definitely buy some on spot. Right now, I haven't, because I don't see the need of buying a project at the current valuation. And as soon as it hits around 1.5 billion or less, I will start DCAing into it. But let me know your thoughts. If you hold any of these two bad boys, put your, comment on the video, like the video, share, subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one, guys.